Millions of people will be lighting up the sky tonight and over the weekend to celebrate the 4th of July. Unfortunately, some of those fireworks displays can end up with a trip to the emergency room if you're not careful. So want to go over the stats with you. Last year, more than 14,000 Americans were treated for firework related injuries. This is according to the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission, which also says that those numbers are up 52% when compared to the previous year. We want you to be safe, so joining us with tips on how to make sure your display safely dazzles your family and friends is Dan Peart. He's the Director of Government Affairs with Phantom Fireworks. Thank you for taking the time.
Hi, Lindsay. Thanks for having me.
Yes, we're excited for the holiday. When you go to set off those fireworks for private use, it is legal here in Ohio for certain holidays, of course, including the 4th. If someone is planning to set them off on their own, let's say they have a package or their own display for the weekend, what are some safety issues that you think everyone needs to keep in mind and be ready for?
Yeah, so great question, Lindsay. Some of the commonalities to keep in mind when you're using fireworks for the 4th are, while children love fireworks and we encourage fireworks as a family group affair, it's important to remember that fireworks are meant to be used by an adult. And importantly, since oftentimes we're talking about family parties around the 4th of July, a responsible, sober adult should be handling the fireworks show for any party. So that's first and foremost. Beyond that, you want to make sure that you're buying from a licensed, reputable dealer like Phantom Fireworks. You want to make sure that you've got a water source nearby, whether it's a hose, a bucket of water, a fire extinguisher, and make sure that you're shooting the fireworks off of a hard, flat surface. If you're in your yard and you can put down maybe a piece of plywood or something hard and flat so the fireworks won't tip, and even bracing them on the side with bricks can be a great way to keep your fireworks going straight up in the air like they're supposed to.
Yeah, and now that people are able to do this for more days throughout the year, including 4th of July, are you seeing more sales? Is that helping your company grow?
Certainly. People are always finding new and creative ways to use consumer fireworks. One of the new ways that we found for people to enjoy fireworks in the last probably 10 years now are for gender reveal. We have a lot of customers that'll come in and they'll buy either pink or blue. Sometimes they won't even want to know, and they'll give the envelope to the people that work in our stores, and they'll get the right firework, and they'll go home, and they'll find out if they're having a boy or a girl by what firework goes off in the yard.
Yeah, it's so exciting to celebrate. What are the most popular products and packages that people are purchasing, especially for the 4th of July right now?
Yeah, so people definitely love the aerial products, the stuff that goes up in the air with a nice color, some report. And typically what they're buying are the 500-gram cakes, the big finale racks, things like that. Those things, they're very easy to use. We've got a ton of them in our showrooms. We've got professional sales staff in all of our showrooms that can show you what things do on little iPads before you buy them. You can walk around and scan the QR codes yourself. But definitely the 500-gram cakes and the big finale racks are what everybody seems to be leaving with.
Okay, and let's say you've done it once or twice in your driveway at home. If you want to step it up a little bit and stay safe, anything else that you might add to the mix?
Yeah, so what we've seen in the last few years that people are adding are the big Z cakes. So it's another 500-gram cake, a variant of that. But when it shoots back and forth, they've got a lot of shots, usually a couple hundred shots, and they shoot very fast back and forth, left and right like this. So while those are going on, they'll shoot the bigger stuff on top of it, and it really starts to look like a pretty impressive professional show.
Any word also on the tariffs and the situation with the Trump administration? I know you were working to get an exemption. Is there any update on that?
We're still working for that exemption. We're still under that temporary 90-day agreement. I believe that does run out sometime in the near future. So we are working with the elected officials that we can. Some of the national organizations affiliated with the fireworks industry are doing the same as well. And we remain hopeful that we'll be again included on this exemption list, just like we were in 2019.
Okay, yeah, because that impacts your supply chain, maybe not necessarily like you said for this holiday, but moving forward, right?
Well, importantly, moving forward is right. Next year is our country's 250th birthday, and we want to make sure that we're ready for that with no tariffs on our fireworks.
Oh, wow. All right, Dan, lots to cover here. Hopefully everyone has a safe and fun holiday. Thank you so much for your expertise on making sure it sparkles and we see lots of beautiful shows.
Thanks, Lindsay. Have a great day.